All right, hey everyone. I want to talk about a project called Mythic Inventory, which you can use to manage your household inventory. And not just that, you can manage your store inventory and so on. So let me just show you quickly how that app works. So this is Android simulator, but this is how you would see the app when you run it on your Android. Now I'm actually starting from a blank slate, and I can press H for help, which will show me the commands I can use. So for creating an item, I would press C, and then for creating a new location, I would press N. So let's say I want to manage houses and household inventory stuff, but I have two and more houses because some of my houses are Nana's houses or maybe my uncle houses, and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new location using N. Then I'm going to name the house as maybe Uncle H or for short, and then I can press enter to see what's in there. So it's empty by default. And what you can do now is you can have folders arrangement kind of thing. So you can have floors inside your house. So let's say there is first floor, ground floor, and second floor. So what you can do is now you can press N, and then you can type like first floor, and you can press N again for a second location, and then you can do second floor, then third floor. Right, so this is how we have organized. Um, and let's say there's another floor called ground floor. And let's say inside the ground floor, we have a sofa line. Uh, so what I can do now is I can press C to create a new item directly here. So you do that for things like which won't have anything inside them, which for instance, it's not going to be a container which can possibly have things inside. So that's what you would do. For instance, a sofa could have items on top of it, but we are going to assume that a sofa is just a sofa. We're not going to place items on top of it. So for that, I'll just type sofa here, press enter. So we have this item now here. So I can search this item now using S. So again, I can show you how that works. But let's say so this is the help menu again. So you can press S for search, D for deleting items, Q for quitting this program, and escaping for going back and escaping from the special modes like move mode and search mode. And pressing M will activate move mode, which you can use to move stuff around, and pressing R will rename stuff. So let me just quickly go back, and then we can search for that sofa using S, and then I can type SOFA, and I can see that my sofa is there. I can press enter now. I can see that it's an ankle edge ground floor, and right there, so I can easily find it whenever I want. So just imagine the application of this kind of tool for when you have like hundreds and hundreds of items, especially something like electronic components, which you can have a lot of them, and you can forget where you place them. So you can use this kind of tool to organize them in an efficient manner. So let's say the search result obtained, and I want to go exactly to the folder where this particular item is located. So I will press enter for that. So you can see that I am immediately moved to ground floor in Uncle H. I can see the sofa here. Now let's say there is another room in this ground floor. So for that, I'm going to create a new location using N, and then I'm going to name this new location as room, or maybe GF room. It's up to you how you want to name the location, but the shorter the better, because then you can see the whole location during searches um, in a single line. Otherwise, they would be trimmed. Some of the parts, initial parts, will be trimmed. So I've created this new location called GF room, and inside that, I'm going to create another location called Amira L. And inside that, let's say there is some cash lying around. I'm going to create an item here using C. Going to name it spare cache. And let's say this particular almirah has one row as well. So for that, I can create a new location called R1. So this R1 can now contain some more items. For instance, we can have jewelry inside of it. So right, and so now what I can do now is that I can find this jewelry from wherever I want. I can just be anywhere, and then I can press S. Then I can type for JDEW, and then I can find the jewelry from there. So that's how it works. You can easily find your stuff using this tool. But now I want to show you other kinds of things that you can do. The obvious thing would be delete. So let's say you have uh, created some particular item that is no longer there because you maybe have given it to somebody else. In that scenario, you can delete it simply. For instance, let's say I just create an item called some item, and then I no longer have it, so I can press D, and then it'll ask me whether I really want to delete it. I'm going to press enter, and it's going to get deleted. So that was delete. Now let's go to other kinds of options that you can use. So I want to show you rename first, which you can do using R. So let's say there is some particular name which I don't like. So for instance, let's say the GF room is still too big for me. I want to name it to something like room G or G room. So I can do that using R. So pressing R will move me to the rename mode, and then I can just delete the F from here and press enter, and you can see the name of the location has been renamed. And then I can use it as usual. So this thing you can do for locations as well as items both. Next, let's see how move mode works. So let's say there is a particular item, for instance, this jewelry, and I want to move it somewhere, some other location. So how can I do that? So for that, let's say I have created another location called R2. So let's say that this is another row in this particular almirah. Then what I can do is go to any item, and then I can press M for activating move mode. So this has activated move mode, basically selected the current item, and then I can go to any other location, and then I can simply simply press M in that location, and it's going to move that item here. So pressing M, the item has come here. You can, by the way, do it for folders or locations as well. So and now you can see it's not no longer there in R1. That's pretty good. Great. So let's say uh, so that was move mode when you exactly know where you want to move from and to. But sometimes what happens is that you may find some kind of item which is missing. So which should be there, but it's no longer there. So let's say spare cash was supposed to be in Almira L, but it's no longer there because of whatever reason. Maybe it's misplaced, someone took it, or anything like that. So for that, what you can do is move it to a suspense mode. So you can do it using first activating the move mode for that item, and then what you can do is press X, which actually moves that particular item to a special folder, which is suspense. You can find that folder here. So all of the items which have been marked as suspense will be found here. And then you can see that if you try to search for that particular item, it will be there in suspense, but it's no longer there in the original place where it was. So let's say you did find this item that it was indeed present, but somewhere else. So let's say this item it has been found. So what you can do now is you can move it again. You can move it to wherever you found it. So for instance, you found it on the ground floor in G room Almira R2. So now you can do is M, and it has been moved. So if I just search for it again, then I can see that it has been moved. So that was the search. That was the move mode. And I hope I have already explained all of the options in the help menu here. So this is the Android based installation. So for Android, you would have to download TermUX from F-Droid, which is basically another another kind of package installer or app store, just like Play Store, but it has another it has different kinds of apps that might not be present in Play Store. So you can go to this link using your Android, and then you can download Android directly from there. So once you do that and then open it, you can search for Term UX. So if you search here Term UX, you can download this. It is already downloaded in my scenario, so I can. So once you do that, it will it's basically like a Linux terminal in your Android, and then you can run these commands. And once you run these commands, then you'll have this uh running basically. So this is the installation steps. The same steps are followed for Linux as well, except that you don't have to install termux as such, because you already have everything the terminal is already ready for you in case of Linux. But for you can't use pkg, because pkg is for termux, and for if you're Linux, you have to use apt sudo apt install git or something like that. For Windows, the instructions remain exactly same if you're using a Windows subsystem. For Linux, WSL. But if you want native Windows, then you need to install something called this. So you can do it using pip install Windows curses. Uh, Assuming you already installed Python on your Windows. Apart from this, it should work exactly same as the Linux installation. The Mac OS one is also similar to how Linux works. So there, I'll show you how exactly the organization works. So the tool itself is basically a folder file explorer, you can say. So you can go to this world folder. You can see that it's a data folder here, and inside this data folder are all of your folders. So I'm going to install this package called tree, and using this package, I can see uh, the structure of a folder and what all files are there. So I can press tree here. I can see that my entire organization is here. I can see that all of the containers or locations, they are organized like folders, while the items themselves are like files. So so that's how the architecture works for this. And you can there is a special config.yaml file. I can show you how the config YAML looks. So what you can do with this is that you can move your world folder, which contains all of your data. So you point it to your data folder of your organization, of your wherever you are storing, and it will automatically use that. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful. You can use the issues, GitHub issues, to submit any feature requests or submit any bugs. Be happy to take any pull requests, and any kind of improvement you offer. That would be really great. So thank you so much for watching this video.